Thank you for joining in and seeing this today with us. Here at Dr. Drama, we've been doing this initiative of self-care Sundays with drama therapists. We did it last month with just me, and this month we have collaborated with 4 drama therapists across the world. Oh, wait, 3, including me, to be able to offer a space that not only makes drama therapy more accessible, but the cool concept of self-care and mental health care accessible to everyone. So today we have Pallavi Chander, who's coming in live with us from Bangalore, India, and she's the founder of an initiative called Turiya, and she'll be talking to us about what she did in her workshop on Sunday. So waiting for Turiya to join us and start this conversation. Yeah! This is the drama therapy way of each other. For all of you who don't know Pallavi, this is Pallavi Chander, a drama therapist based in Bangalore. She's going to talk to us about what she does in the spectrum of mental health care and drama therapy, and you're going to learn a lot more with her, like we did this weekend. In fact, this weekend really made it impossible not to have a conversation after that, because there was so much to take away, so much to offer, that I really felt bad for people who couldn't be there in any way, and really wanted to make sure that there was still some point of reference to the conversations that Pallavi had with our group through puppets and building rituals and her beautiful, beautiful magic. So let's find out more from Pallavi. And for all of you who don't know, this is the first time that Pallavi is trying a live chat. Okay, so be compassionate, be gentle with us, be nice. Okay, we're trying something here. We're trying to do this for you and only for you. So please, please bear with us as we experience the ups and downs of technology, the ups and downs of life together in this chat for the next 45 minutes to an hour. All right. So without further ado, just to take you through what's going to happen in this live chat, we're going to talk to Pallavi about what Pallavi does, what Turiya does, and what a little bit about drama therapy. She's going to talk to us about puppets and upskilling puppets in your own houses, because obviously right now it's so hard to access resources and always have things available to us. So she's got brilliant, beautiful tips for you to pick up and take in your practice and understand in your own ways, creative ways. And after that, she's going to guide us through an experiential that she's brought along with us from the workshop. For all of you who missed it, just a little teaser. Thereon, she's also going to go through a rapid fire round, specially designed by Dr. Drama for all fun purposes. It is not a GK test. It is not a test of who's to see and do you know. We don't really want to discuss that when we have so many things to talk about in the spectrum of mental health care and drama therapy alone. So we're going to have a fun rapid fire round to end off with Pallavi. So stay tuned for the whole chat. There's going to be a lot to have, take away. Or leave and come back. This video is going to be available, like I said right at the beginning. Don't worry about it. All right. And all my topics done. Now the topic I want to understand Pallavi and all the roles that Pallavi plays right now in the spectrum of mental health care and drama therapy.
So wait. What did you ask me? What are the different roles I play? Yeah. Yes. Right. Okay. The different roles I play. Imagine asking a drama therapist that. Wow. I think I've largely, among the many hats I wear, I think, I work, of course, as a creative arts therapist, and my love is drama therapy, and my training comes from drama. I'm an artist, and that's what I am at the end of the day. I'm an artist. I started off, I think, painting and drawing when I was very young. Then I went on to do my bachelor's in visual arts, and I'm a trained sculptor. But that's something I'd like to get to. And that's where my need to keep my hands busy all the time sort of get satisfied making puppets. I'm an actor, a performer rather. I do explore. I started off doing drama, acting, but not so much on stage, but on streets. I started off with a drama group that did a lot of street performances in Bangalore back in the day, like way back in 2000. So that's where the love for drama sort of started, and then the performer in me sort of started taking on different roles. And I moved into becoming a facilitator. I started working with children, and when I started working with children, that's when I was like, okay, this is what I wanted to do. As I started working with children, there was also a lot of things happening in the city. So one of the things I did explore at that time was looking at art and activism. And that was something that was very close to my heart. But I also knew that I'm an activist, but not an activist that goes out there and, I don't think I have that sort of, it really pulls me down, going out there and protesting, although I think it's really important, and that's something that I did for a very long time in my life. There was a part of me that also felt very, very disillusioned by that process. And then I was like, okay, I need to move into the space of healing. And what is that? And that's when therapy sort of opened up. And as therapy opened up, there was ABT. That's where it started off. And I started working with children with special needs. That journey is a whole other conversation. And then I moved into saying, I need to learn a little more about therapy itself. Art and using it for children with needs made a lot of sense. Working with children made a lot of sense. But then how does therapy come in? That's when masters happened. And that's after a lot of practice, at least 4 to 5 years of practice, then moved to do my masters. And yeah, ever since I've done my masters, it's been 3 years now since I've come back. And I see all the worlds sort of coming together and merging and colliding, and we're all playing together. So all the hats are playing together. So
yeah, what are some of the roles that you're currently playing in relationship to drama therapy? Like
currently, I work as a creative arts therapist and I run projects with different organizations and institutes. That's one of the things I do, where I recognized in the city that although there was a lot of work happening, a lot of good work happening in the city, it was not really accessible to a certain communities who belong to a certain economic background. And for me, after a point, it became about how can I make the arts and art therapy accessible, because it can't be a conversation that's only had at a certain realm. We need to really let the work go into different spaces. So I sort of took on that as something that I really wanted to do, and that's what struck me when I came back to Bangalore. Like, that's what I want to do. And so I set up programs with different organizations, and I also took art therapy to rural spaces. And that's something, again, when we talk about funding, I will have a separate conversation with you or answer that separately. But because funding was a problem, I couldn't really explore that to the extent I wanted to. But still, I did explore that for a year or two. And since this year, things have taken a bit of a backseat on that. Other than that, what do? I still perform. I still explore performing, and I paint. That's something I do with myself and my dog watching me. And I what else did you do? I'm a dog mama. That's another role I play currently. And I have many plant babies all around me. So I'm also a plant mama. What are the other roles I play? Many roles, man. These are the ones in terms of drama therapy.
lovely. So I know this might be like the 10,000th time you're being asked this, but for the person who might be logging in and viewing this conversation about drama therapy for the first time, how would you describe drama therapy?
Yeah, I want to move away from academic definitions, because that's something you can get on Google. Okay, so for someone who is tuning in and listening to this for the first time, and what is drama therapy? It's really using the tools of drama therapy, using the tools of drama in a therapeutic way, where we can look at healing. So tools of drama that can be used for healing. And tools of drama that can also be used for play and not necessarily where you come up with performance for an audience, but really look at certain aspects of drama that can be healing for yourself and maybe with the group that you're in. And it is intentional when you come into a therapeutic space, and it is confidential. So there are some ethical standards that you need to follow. So even if you're going into the space, make sure that you're held safely by the facilitator or by the organization you're going to explore this with. So to make it, in a very accessible, very simple way, this is drama therapy. This is how I explain it to people and children, saying this is what it is, but make sure that it's confidential, make sure that you're in a safe space and that you are guided by someone who is qualified and knows what they're doing. So yeah, that little bit of homework maybe would be important in understanding.
The question is because everybody might explain drama therapy differently, but the ethical standards is universal. And I can already see questions coming in and people saying, hi, like Synchrony India, someone waving a kiss at you, Pallavi, mwah. And also Jazz Alwalia asking a question. And we will get to questions towards just the middle of our chat, right after we explore some of the questions that I have to ask. So I'm going to be greedy. It's my laptop. I'm going to do what I want. Okay. Anyway, moving on swiftly from that. All right, now let's get to Turiya and what Turiya is doing. Turiya is the initiative that Pallavi has started in Bangalore to kind of umbrella and hold her artist, her researcher, her therapist, her activist, her advocate self, all in one. Like she said, she plays so many roles, but under this banner of Turiya. So I want to speak to you more about what you're doing there, because there is some amazing work happening there that I want people who've tuned in to really know about. Pallavi, go for it.
All right, so Turiya is, like Anu mentioned, it is an initiative that I've started. And for me, Turiya is something that's very close to my heart, because the meaning of Turiya is, that aspect. It comes from the Vedantic tradition, but not to go into the religious aspects of it. It is that which is always present, whether we're aware of it or not, but that which is always present. And so I believe that healing and love is always present, and it's just a matter of accessing it within you, and that's why it's Turiya. And what's happening with Turiya right now is, again, in terms of the projects that have initiated in different organizations, that sort of continues. There's a bit of research that is going to start soon. Research in looking at mental health in the city. So that's another one. What else am I doing? Yeah, Turiya also has interestingly segued into some radio drama productions. And again, it's all because of the pandemic. We've all had to relook at things and be like, okay, how do we make this possible now? And through the process of the pandemic, I think what happened during the lockdown phase is I couldn't be in touch or stay connected to a lot of the groups that I work with, largely because they don't have access to internet. So with the help of the organization that sort of umbrellas the groups that I work with, and the organization is called Hasiru Dala, and the team just got to work in terms of getting the kids' numbers, what kind of phone sets that they have, what can we do. And one of the things that I suggested is to give child-friendly COVID-related information through a radio drama. Now that's something that is still underway. So I've been creating content. I've learned how to edit, record in the best way, and also put information for children in a way that also acknowledges aspects that children are dealing with, whether it is to do with the myriad of emotions that they still haven't understood. There are no words to actually explain what this feeling is, because I don't know that word yet, but I can probably tell you a color or the texture or the patterns that I'm feeling within. And so at the end of every program, there's a small activity that is shared, and so which is what the kids would do, and then I would call them over the phone, and then we talk about it. So that way, it was creating space for children to acknowledge what they were going through emotionally, and also have a space where they could talk about other things that they were going through because of the pandemic. Because this is completely, I mean, none of us know what to do about this. In our lifetime, none of us have really experienced what it means to go through a pandemic. So in some sense, it was a learning process for both of us. But yeah, that's another thing that I've been doing as a part of Turiya. Yeah,
So this
explorations and
evening,
explorations.
Pallavi is talking about the radio drama that she is a radio drama project that she's created for children. And is it available in one language or?
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, it's available in 4 languages actually: English, Tamil, Kannada, and Bengali. And the reason was these are the communities that we sort of work with, and the organization reaches out to. The organization works with people of informal waste pickers in Bangalore. So during the pandemic, there was a lot that was happening and also not happening with these communities. So one way to sort of reach out to the children were through these podcasts and recordings, more than a radio program, it was recordings. But then a radio station, a community radio station approached us saying, we'd like to reach out to more, and then it became a radio program. But it is available on SoundCloud under the Buguri podcast.
Yeah,
And we can share the link at some point.
yeah, I mean, Turiya is posted on our Instagram stories and will be also shared on our page. So please do go and look up this fantastic work that is happening there. More people should know about it. And yeah, hopefully it's just 4 languages now. Eventually we can have it for children from all lingual backgrounds and non-lingual spaces also. So hoping to see this project really fly high, and more power to you, Pallavi, on this project. What I also now kind of address in this time is what we did at the workshop, which was building rituals for self-care. And really, can you first talk to why is this topic even important in the context of self-care? So
In the context of healthcare, okay, when I talk about self-care, it's really, I mean, I think I mentioned this even at the workshop, it's really close to my heart because I think I started working in the field a while back. I was really young, so there was a part of me I still am very passionate, but I was also very passionate and unaware, not very informed. I must say, as the field is growing in India, 10 years back, we were still trying to understand what these ethical standards were. It was still something that was brewing within the city. So I don't think it ever occurred to me that burnout was something that might happen to me. When it did hit me, I didn't even know that was what burnout felt like in the body. And it was when I actually took time to understand what was happening, because I stretched myself too thin. I thought I could go do everything. And you know what, I've learned that I need to also listen to what my body can do and make sure I put in aspects of rest. So I've learned how to take care of myself, and hence, for me, it is a sharing. When my master's thesis looked at self-care, because it is a sharing in a way where I studied it. I wanted to go and look at also how therapists and mental health practitioners across the world looked at their own self-care, looked at how, because ultimately we're all human, aren't we? Even therapists are human, and we all meet in our humanness. And then sometimes we forget, sometimes we think, oh, we're supposed to know, or there is a certain demand from even your friends and family that, you're a therapist, so you're supposed to know this. And I'm like, no. I've just decided to learn this, get into this field, so I dedicate my life to understand this. So I'm constantly learning. And in terms of I can keep talking about it, so I'll pull myself back and talk about the workshop. So I know when Dr. Drama approached saying, would you like to do a self-care workshop? I was like, yeah, let's do it. I've been doing it by myself. Let's do it. What happened during the lockdown phase was, I think I put myself through, as a subject, I took myself through a lot of processes. And although there were a lot of requests saying, Pallavi, do something online, I was like, no, I need to first allow myself to understand what this is, because I did feel a lot of resistances that were coming when it came to working online, or moving all your practices online. And
So for everyone who's watching, this is like, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. So every time you resonate with anything that Pallavi is saying, I invite you to raise your hands, invisible, though invisible to us, visible and palpable to you. Raise your hands and shake it if you connect. Okay? Yeah. But go on about the trials and tribulations of the pandemic and how you found your process through it.
yeah, and I put myself through the process, and then I think I was ready to share. It got to a time where I was ready to share, and then I think it was through July and August where I was like, all right, let's get out there, let's share this now. And I'm still in the process. I'm still a student in the process, and all I'm doing is a sharing. I'm not going to come as an expert. I'm just going to come as someone who's been learning about this for a while, and I'm sharing it. That's where I come from. But of course, keeping all those ethical standards and those things in mind.
I mean, like Dr. Drama is also a space that started in 2017 with the whole hope of taking this message through, because, like I said, we relate and we connect to that message. And what is self-care? Self-care is this safe space to check in with what are those elements in your body, in your mind, in your thought process, in your, that you're holding, which is comfortable and uncomfortable. And being able to comfortably or hold that uncomfortable space in yourself, knowing when you can attend to it or when it needs an additional perspective, like, oh, my tooth is aching, I need a dentist now. Oh, body is hurting, my mind, my body is feeling not much energy about a few things. So,
Yeah.
Space that you offer to find synergy. And that is what self-care is. And this is something that everybody needs. It's not something that is only a necessity or a toolkit that a doctor could use or a drama therapist or an expert therapist could use. It is essentially something that helps you find constancy and consistency in your up and down functionality in life that is happening all the time. It's how do you find that? And that is what I was also taking away from your workshop, that the value of building a ritual is to be able to find yourself. And I love the fact that you started off by saying you got to practice what you preach. So I took that time off. I hope people who are listening, psychologists, therapists, are enjoying the fact that it is absolutely fine to be in that space where you need to like zoom out, reassess, find the aesthetic distance, the balance that you need in your thought process and in your emotion, the compassion you need to be the professional you are before you can go out and be compassionate and professional
And
for others.
to add to that, Anu, I think it's also very ethical that we do that. It's important to go back, because trust me, you do burn out if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can get it from the smile. Yeah, you do. You don't want to go through that. And
Oh, no.
yeah.
What spoiler alert? You're only going to find that out more and more in therapy, because we do have these ambitions of being a superhuman, right? We don't just aspire for good enough. We hope for the best for our clients. We hope for the best for the people around us, the relationships around us, not just in the role of the therapist, but in the body of anybody. So how do we find that balance of taking care of everybody we want to take care of, but also taking care of ourselves, because this is our fuel, our energy, our like need. So how do we fuel that to be whatever it needs to be in that moment for you?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about the self-care and the thing part of it. But the interesting way that Pallavi approached this conversation was through puppets, and I really, really want to. I can't wait anymore. So can you just get to puppets? You know, the puppet that's sitting behind her is also made by her, right? Yeah.
This one. This she's Baba Yaga.
Baba?
I'll tell you about her. Baba Yaga from the story. I'll tell you about her. She's there. She's watching over. Yeah, I want to highlight a little bit about rituals before I go into talking about the puppets, because rituals to a large extent I mean, there is a historical understanding of rituals, and then there's a very religious, traditional understanding of rituals. But I'm coming from a space of saying how can you build rituals that are fun for you? How can you build rituals that are your own and where you give meaning to it? You know, and sometimes you have these rituals with friends. You come and there's a certain kind of hug, or you have a certain way of saying hello to greeting each other and spending time with each other, right? And it differs from people to people. So similarly, if you had to have that sort of relationship with yourself and sort of build that with yourself, saying, all right, now if I do need to do this in the morning, I'm sure we all have, you know, whether it's working out ritual or you have a certain regimented way of working out certain things, what you eat probably, or, you know, there are certain aspects, areas in your life where you will look at it in a certain way. But when it comes to rituals,
it looks like the simplest ritual, like waking up and brushing your teeth or not brushing your teeth is your ritual. I don't know what you were about, but
yeah,
it's that simple. It's something that
it,
happens on a regular basis. Yeah.
on a regular basis. And for me, these are something that also evolve. Like, you know, you don't get bored with it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to be stuck with it. You evolve. If after a point you're like, all right, let's do something else with this. Let's add something more to it. Maybe this is not working today. Let's try something else. So you go with it for some time, and then when you feel that sense of it turning into a mundane habit, then you change it. So that's what's fun about rituals. And the reason I bring in rituals with self-care is because you can create your own that works for you, and it's unique, and it's something that can build over time. It's something that you can slowly grow and do it incrementally, not go all bang together at once, because that becomes overwhelming for your entire system, but go slowly. Just like how you practice maybe cycling or swimming, you learn it slowly and slowly and slowly. And self-care, like I'd mentioned in the workshop, you know, self-care is not about fixing yourself and saying, all right, that bit is fixed. It's really about taking care of certain parts of yourself. It is about parenting yourself. I often have to remind myself about it, parenting yourself. And see what role I'm playing. And if I'm jumping into certain habitual aspects, then I also have to remind myself and say, who am I actually playing out here? Or what am I playing out here? Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to come into why puppets play such a huge role when it comes to self-care, because sometimes, it can be a very lonely journey. Sometimes it can, when you don't have a group you're sharing that space with, or a buddy or a friend you're sharing that space with. It can be a lonely journey. And sometimes it's nice to have these characters that you've created around you. And I'm sorry, I hope that's okay.
Yep, absolutely.
So these characters can be your superheroes, your own characters that you've created, that have certain special qualities that you think that character needs to hold, and you can sort of journey that together. And for me, that's what puppets are. In fact, during the lockdown, while I was coming up with the radio drama, it was puppets that sort of allowed that creativity to sort of open up for me. And a lot of work that I do is with puppets. They're very they keep in terms of my imagination, is just like constantly running into different worlds and exploring stories. So
palpable even in the workshop for me, was seeing the bridge of what was unseen and seen. Even right now, what you're saying, that we could be in lonely context, but we in ourselves hold so many roles that we play, right? Like when we spoke to Pallavi right now, she named close to 20 roles that she's playing, or 1,000, 20,000, I lost count after the first 10. But she's playing so many roles within herself also, right? And all of us like that have roles that we are playing within and externally. So what puppets being able to do was really bridge that conversation which is happening internally to the external, with the invisible state of being and feeling, with the conscious, palpable state of feeling and being. So, yeah, and I've always observed that even in my work, that puppets really bring to life and the process and allow you to integrate that unseen and seen in a very beautiful way. In fact, there was a beautiful quote and a resource you quoted, so I'm going to let you talk about that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, for me, puppets are like, of course, they are like the buddies. They allow for imagination to sort of take you to those worlds. It is a projective tool in many ways, and it works beautifully with children. There are many sections where I was I was on this little thing, and the kids were on the other side, and the minute I brought the puppet in, it just changed the energy because of course there is this thing of I know it's her voice, but it's also Maya's voice, but it's also this one's voice, but it's also that one's voice. So there is that suspension of of that sort of this reality that we've created for ourselves, and it's like okay, but you still don't know, but you're playing, and when the child sort of plays with that, that's when I think magic happens. So a lot of moments puppets have allowed that for me and for the children and the groups I've worked with, and also for adults. It's beautiful when I see adults that are allowing themselves to go into that space and have those conversations with the puppets, and then come back and be like, this happened and this happened and this happened, because I do think that part that sort of play, that the part that wants to suspend that rigid status quo is what we call reality or Maya is so rigid that sometimes when we just nudge it a bit, it lets you sort of look at other aspects, because that's what happens when we watch a film or listen to music. We travel. So why not travel with a character with you and travel? Maybe physically, you walk into that space to play with it. That's drama, right? Yeah. And for me, drama therapy to a large extent is sort of like a rehearsal for real life, or rehearsal to meet people and deal with certain difficult aspects. And puppets are a good transition for that. They sort of help you in that transition period. And I've seen that happen in my workshops, in the work I do with myself. Yeah. I can keep going on, so ask me.
I just want to know, how could we do puppets at home?
Sorry, say that again. How do I make puppets at home?
Ah.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to share a very simple sort of way that you can make puppets. I did have some online workshops for children where I did teach them how to make these puppets, and we used daily objects. All right. So I'm going to show you one that I think I was very kicked by. So you would have spoons at home, I'm sure. Spoons. Yeah. And so one of the things that I did was to ask kids to get spoons from home, from the kitchen, and then we created characters out of that. So some of the characters that came out was this. Hi.
How
How are you? How's my hair? I really like the color of my hair.
I really dig it. Too. I love the blue and green you have going there.
And then there's her. Did you know what kind of spoon she is? That's her.
Tell me more.
Yeah. So again, this is a spoon which I don't think I'll be using in the kitchen because I can't undo my puppet now. So spoons, and just like creating aspects.
Value, not like a functional value.
Yeah. I mean, you can always go back. I mean, you can always take it back there. I'm going to show you simple puppets that I did. Here is Maya. This is Maya. And Maya is, hi. I want to tell them how you're made. Maya, I am made out of a plastic bottle. Okay, you can press my face, they'll hear you. All right. There. Bottle. And she hasn't even stitched my hair. She stuck my hair, just to tell you. Yeah. Am I good? Yeah. Okay, bye. That's Maya.
Maria.
I'm going to get the finger. One more? Are we time? What's the time? I'm just going to show you one more probably.
Who you've got?
All right. Okay. So in terms of, I'm a singer. Do you want to guess how I'm made? Yes.
Tell me.
You tell me. How do you think I'm made? I don't think you know.
No. Boxes?
Yes. What kind of box?
Shoebox?
Fine. No. Okay, I'll tell you.
Boxes?
You probably drank juice or milk out of me.
Ah, you're a juice carton.
Yes, I'm a Tetra Pak. I'm a nice Tetra Pak that turned into me. Yeah, she's a Tetra Pak. Just random things, you know. I mean, I and also made puppets, shadow puppets out of carton boxes, cereal boxes, things like that. So you know, I mean, I would encourage children and therapists when you're thinking about material for all of this. Of course, because of the lockdown, you know, you're like, okay, you can't buy too many material. But as it is, it would be nice as a culture not to keep buying and consuming, but really also keep that in mind, you know, because I think the groups we work with will really benefit from, okay, actually, we can use things at home. We can upcycle things. And it's just a good message to put out there. And I strongly believe in less consumption. I think it's important.
Yeah, absolutely. And really speaking, the spaces a lot of therapists work at are not always privy to materials and resources. So this is a very good way of sort of understanding that you can really reimagine things that are there at home as per your imagination and be as creative as you want to be. So thank you, because this is a beautiful line that I heard in my days preparing to be an actor, where someone said creativity is truly born when you have nothing and when you're given nothing. And like the lockdown does put a lot of those perspectives into play, right? Now, what to do if you have this boundary. So thank you. In fact, one question we had from Jazz Alwalia was that what is the difference between play therapy and drama therapy? And I know that you've spoken about elements that can be used with children, but do you want to talk to that a little bit before I ask my next question?
Yeah, I think the difference, Raji, is here you would use, I mean, I haven't really studied play therapy to focus on the academic difference between the two or theoretical difference between the two. But if I were to really look at that, play therapy would use a lot more games, and I think there's a certain structure in which it is actually being facilitated. And I think as facilitators of play therapy, they do explore material, they do explore the structure of play itself. And I think there are certain theories that might differ. And I think with drama therapy, we largely use drama and we also use play. We also use play for dramatic sort of explorations. Or just explorations as it is. And that's the most, I guess, simplistic way without not going into the academic understanding of things. Any other thing you'd like to highlight? I really can't think of, you know, the stark difference between the two.
Like Pallavi said, we are not play therapists, we are drama therapists. So if you do know a play therapist, do direct this question and see if they can identify a bigger difference between drama therapy and play therapy. But I hope that at least tries to answer. I mean, drama therapy come to us, but play therapy definitely check in, because we are not specialists of play therapy.
Yeah, I'm not a specialist, that much I can say.
Part of our ethical practice, when we don't know things, we call it out and say that we don't know it, and it's absolutely fine. We love drama therapy and we know about drama therapy, so please direct. If we do know what the conversation is about, we will try to answer to the best of our capacity and our potential, but we try not to answer things even if we know greatly about it, because, you know, it won't lead you in this direction. Right?
What I've learned, what I've learned and understand, what I've learned and understood, this is the difference I know. But I don't think I think as therapists and arts therapists, you know, the arts come in. I mean, we all borrow, and I don't think there are very stark boundaries that this is what this is and this is what this is, or something else is. But I think it's playing with all these aspects. I bring in visual art in my work. I bring in music. But I'm not going to say I'm a music therapist, because I know music therapists follow a certain way of working, which is what I'm highlighting, that even play therapists would have certain way of working, and so does so do drama therapists. There would be overlaps, but I wouldn't call them the same. Yeah.
And please, you are directing questions too. Like a lot of people have tried. Like, just know the person and what they are actually qualified to answer. And don't be afraid to ask that, because usually we're quite open, like about talking about, we've done our masters here, these are our credentials. So please practice this also as a ritual, to ask your mental health care provider, your healthcare providers, who they are, what is their background exactly in, to have more clarity as your client, or someone coming into the process in any way. Like you saw, Pallavi will answer, I will answer as authentically and as much as we can. Right? All right. So I have a question for you about some of the future offerings, but I'm going to bring that back after the rapid fire. Okay, so that people don't forget about it. All right.
Is it rapid fire time?
I thought we can do the experiential if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we can do the experiential. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just do it.
What do you feel like doing? I mean, I'll ask you, what do you feel like? What does it feel like?
I want to play.
You want to
rapid fire?
You want to play?
So do you want to play? Yeah.
Yes. All right, this is also going to go out to everyone who is with us right now, okay? So, hey, guess what? I've got this beautiful box in front of me. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can.
It's black and white. It's striped. Yeah, and it's got this really beautiful red line around and a silver line around it. And it's not very big. It's not very big, nor is it very heavy. Okay. And I'm going to open this box. All right. Now, this box, all right, has everything. You see on the side, see?
Yeah,
black and white stripes here. All right, black and white stripes this side, and it's longish.
Okay. I can see it. Yeah.
You saw that? Yep. I'm opening it, and remember, this box has everything in it, except. It doesn't give you money, all right? It doesn't give you like materialistic things, or it doesn't give you partners that you wish you were with right now. It's not or pets. It doesn't give you living things. It doesn't give you materialistic things, but it gives you other kind of living things. It gives you things that you might want right now. Okay, just know that. And you can take things that you want from it. I am feeling, all right. All right. I've got it. Can you see what I've got?
I think I can. What? Yeah.
You see, it's going really fast. It's going really fast. It's like a very quick energy ball. All right. I've had a really long day, so I'm taking some happy energy and some peppy energy, and I'm going to keep this peppy energy within me because I'm feeling that right now. Closing the box. All right. Now this is a magic box, right? So I'm going to pass it to Anu, and Anu, you can take whatever you need from the box and then probably pass it to somebody who's listening to us. All right. Yeah. Passing it to you. Also remember, as it's coming to you, it changes its shape and changes its color and changes how it looks. It's come to you. You've got it. You've got it. It's there. Did it come?
Oh, it's heavy.
You have got heavy on the way.
Oh my God, that's a tiny heavy box. Okay, I'm going to use both my hands. Hold it up. Okay. All right.
Do you want me to help you with it?
Empty it a little, like it's a little.
All right. Yep. I'm also holding it from. Yeah. Holding it. Yep.
Yeah. Really.
All right. Okay. Just imagine me massaging your shoulders. All right. You can do this.
Thanks. That's really helping. Okay. So, all right. Yeah, that helps. Okay. You know what? I'm going to open this box and take exactly what you just gave me right now. A little bit of compassion and a helping hand. Okay. So I need them. I didn't know. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. All right. Oh, 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 it's so silky and smooth. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I just forgot. Wait, the box is lighter. The
It's
box is,
lighter now. Hmm.
okay, I can put it down. You can let go, Pallavi. I can put this
Yeah.
box
Yeah.
down.
You're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you, thank you. I'm going to just put this box down. And look, look, I've taken from it this ribbon, which looks like marshmallow, but instead of
Yeah.
eat it.
Yeah. Yeah. What color is it? Is it colorful?
Yeah, it's got like, oh wow. So it's got white on the outside, and then when you bite into it, it's like rainbow colors.
And how does it taste? How does a rainbow taste?
It's like sapunk meets marshmallow meets like chocolate somewhere in there. Like, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
tasting all
I want
happiness.
to buy that.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You want? One? Sure. Okay.
Hmm. 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 That's amazing. Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
I'm gonna.
Hmm. Chewy.
It is. It is like only a little bit. But yeah, you're right. It's there. It's there. Okay. I'm going to just chew on this like right after the live chat. I'm keeping this. I'm going to take the box and now pass it to anyone in the chat joining us right now live to take it and receive it and just drop what they took out of the box and just keep passing it on to the next
Also
person.
tell us if the box changed how it looked, because sometimes it
Yeah,
changes shape
yeah. Put it
and
all.
like
Tell us all about it in the comments, okay? All right. So we're going to just wait for a second to see if anyone's received the box. But in the meantime, I'm thinking because we are at 6:46, just leave
wow.
comments. See, like time flies when you're talking drama therapy and self-care. Uh, so leave your comments in the what do you call it? Comment section below.
Comment
We
box.
just ask you to take something from the box that we've offered today. It could be any kind of box. Mention what the box looks like and what you're taking from it that you need today. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
whatever you feel like you need right now. And then you can pass the box back through the message and then I'll take it back towards the end.
yeah. All right. Without further ado, the much awaited Dr. Drama rapid fire round. Now, I don't have an expensive gift hamper to give you, so we will have a visual gift hamper that we got. See, you already got it. Uh, it's usually a fun spitball of some of the conversations we have on a regular basis, but you know, or everybody wants to know what the drama therapist actually thinks or the therapist actually thinks. So we're going to just have like an improv session of Pallavi answering some of these questions. All right, without further ado, there's this invisible timer that's on right now, and we're going to try to be as spontaneous as like first answer that comes to your mind sort of space, okay? Without taking too much time answering. Are you ready, Pallavi?
No, okay. All right, let's try this.
We can do this. It's going to be so much fun. Everyone joining in, stay tuned for the rapid fire with Dr. Drama and Pallavi Chander. Uh, Pallavi, give us one word, phrase, or movement for the following words. Okay?
For the
One
following,
words. Give me one phrase, word, or movement for the following words. Drama, drama therapy,
I don't know if you can see I'm hugging.
I'm going to mirror you back a little bit. Ethics,
Okay. A what? A what?
ethics,
Ethics. Can you see it?
yes, I can see it. I can see it. Mind, mind,
Mind.
Yeah.
Mind. Mind.
Body.
Body.
Spontaneity. Creativity. Self-care.
I don't know if you can see this, but
Mm-hmm. Imagination. Resilience.
resilience. Resilience.
Lovely. Last in this section is expression.
Expression, did you say?
Yeah.
Expression. Interestingly, I'm going to do this.
Ah. Then I'm going to add one more. Language.
It's amazing because in this rapid fire, I don't have to answer questions necessarily through words. I can use my body, and that's so much fun. I've never answered a rapid fire ever in my life like this.
See, it's the Dr.
That's
Drama
fun.
style of doing a rapid fire. So you get
Awesome, Dr. Drama. Thank you. Thank you for that. I really enjoyed it. It's been a while. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
No, it's not done yet. Now you have a few more questions to go. One unethical practice that you came across recently that really ticked you off.
Okay, I'm like trying to be nice. I think one ethical practice that I came across,
Unethical.
that really annoyed me, you're saying? Everything annoys me when it's unethical. I don't want to call out anyone, but I just want to, now I'm trying to sound diplomatic and all, but I'm just trying to say, I don't want to call out anyone. I think we're all learning in the field. And I think, I don't know, man. I'm stuck there. I don't want to, I don't feel like
What's
that?
I have a lady down the lane who runs a parlor, and under head massage there is head therapy. And head massage is $500 and head therapy is $500. That's like, it always blows my mind. How is that even possible? So that's one thing that always ticks me off. But
the thing is, considering that in India we are yet to sort of, although this is something that is something that is contentious, and we've all been discussing this, especially in small groups, and understanding what does it mean to put down standards of ethics in India, and we don't have that. So many people try to explore, call themselves therapists, and try and do things, but I think at the end of the day, if you know that you are working with vulnerable people and other people, you just need to take responsibility. And I think that's very important. And a lot of people claim to know a lot of things, which is fine if you do. But if you do, then really work with that compassionate space, because, it's important to know that people come to you or come together to heal, to work something out. There is that space of vulnerability, and I think we all need to be responsible. So it's important to think about this, and
I mean, I love the fact this is not a rapid response, because ethics is not a rapid one day.
I can't rapidly respond to that because my rapid response is
the last question.
Do you have another question, or was that the last question?
Just one more. Talk to us about one thing, a post or a website that you came across about drama therapy that really inspired you recently.
About drama therapy, I think, Anu, I'm going to say Dr. Drama Therapy, because Dr. Drama, because I mean, in India right now, no, not own it, because in India right now, I think when it comes to drama therapy specifically, on like the online portal in an online virtual space, there is you, and I think we all need to acknowledge and appreciate and celebrate that, because I have not come across portals that's specifically looking at drama therapy. Yes, there are groups, and I'm so happy because we're all talking about art therapy, dance therapy, music therapy, and now there's drama therapy that has that sort of presence in amongst us, and I think it's good to celebrate that. So thank you for that. In India, I would say Dr. Drama, because I haven't come across any other drama therapy related work that's out there.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It really means. But apart from Instagram, is there any other portal also that you want to mention, like a website maybe? I know the reference that you quoted in your workshop. Do you want to share that?
Yeah. Copa Turner is, I mean, everybody should try and get her book. It's called Belonging, and I mean, that is a resource that I think is a beautiful resource to just have, and it is for yourself. It's not drama therapy related, but it is for self. I mean, just like you might pick up books that make you feel like, this book I want to just hold on to. Women Who Run with Wolves is one of that kind of book for me. And Copa Turner has found another space right next door. So there are a couple of books like that in my life that are very close to me, and they're all like getting together and having conversations right now. In terms of resources, there are so many out there, I'm looking at India as because there's so I mean, Copa Turner is lovely as a everyday message to give yourself. It's something I wake up to read. I'm like, what does she have to say today? I'm a huge fan of poetry, so a lot of books that are around that I would just pick up and read. I think what else? Nothing's immediately coming to mind, but there's a lot out there that I follow randomly,
You being
across the globe.
Stop being so generous, Pallavi. Oh, okay. Your favorite drama therapy theory?
My favorite drama therapy?
Theory.
Yeah. Theory. There's so many out there though. Famous drama therapy theory. Which one do I pick?
Dil ke kareeb.
Dil ke kareeb, yaar, to bahut hai. I think for me, when I say theory, I will talk about something again. For me, that moment of aesthetic distance, what we call dramatic distance, that moment for me is, I think, something I absolutely love, because you have responded to a certain call and you allow yourself to go into it. It's something that happens from within, and you're responding to that energy within. And although we might call it spontaneous, we are responding to a call by moving and playing and agreeing to play. And I think that moment for me is something that
I am live because we got disconnected. Last few things we want to talk about is what Turiya is offering right now. There's a lot coming up. Pallavi has a website, which is www.pallavichander.com. So please reach out to us through that website or through her initiative that is represented on Instagram as Turiya_drama therapy, links to which are provided in our posts about her as well and in our stories. Is there anything else that you want to leave us on? A message and informational thing, Pallavi?
Yeah, sorry we got abrupted there. Sorry we got abruptly cut there. I am taking back the box, and I just want to say thank you for passing it around, and I'm going to close the box, and I've got it back, my black and white striped box, and I'm keeping it up there just to let you know, in case anybody needs it, you can always reach out and get it and take whatever you need out of it. All right, so closing that, and also demonstrating what it means when therapists or drama therapists get cut off on you know call like this, which happens pretty often on our sessions, thanks to internet and all these technical things that we're still getting used to. Thank you for bearing with us. What I wanted to share is just thank you for creating this space for me to come and share my work and just share what I've been doing. And this is the first time I'm doing Facebook, sorry, what is this, an Instagram live. See, I'm still getting used to all these things. So thank you, Anupriya, thank you, Dr. Drama, and thank you all who sort of came in to listen to us. It does mean a lot to me. Turiya is a small initiative, and I'm slowly growing, and I want to be able to spread the message and share my work with people. I do offer supervision for anybody who needs it. I do offer workshops, and more than workshops, I think I would say sessions, but short workshops when they are required. One of the journeys that I'm planning to do with a bunch of people who want to commit to self-care is I'm offering a group, and as a group we will journey 6 months through this process where we will look at using creative arts therapy. So it is a therapeutic journey for 6 months where we will meet and we will uncover, discover, and see what and relearn things about ourselves. So it's an open call, and I will put out something official on my website, and maybe then you can take it forward from there. My website is pallavichander.com. And otherwise, you can just send me a message on Instagram, Turiya_drama therapy. And I'm happy to chat and talk to anyone regarding therapy or drama therapy.
If you can't find her for whatever odd reason and you come back to us, we will find a way for you to stay connected and talk to her further. Thank you so much, Pallavi, for spending this time taking us through this wonderful breadth of work that you are doing. If I had a gift hamper, I would be passing it to you with a lot of help, all the goodies.
Thank you.
It doesn't have too many materialistic things because, hey, who are we kidding? We're not Karan Johar, we are therapists.
I've got all the love.
Yeah, all the compassion, all the love, all the help. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be doing this next week as well. So please stay tuned. Even at Dr. Drama right now, we are offering a lot of stuff happening. Just head on to our Instagram stories and you will see. But right up in this week, there's a lot of workshops, a sneak peek at drama therapy that's happening with Applied Theatre Foundation, another conversation much like this between empowered women about empowerment and empowering people. So yeah, please do stay tuned with us, keep in touch with us, and if there's anything that Dr. Drama can offer in this conversation, please do let us know. We have a fantastic lineup of self-care Sundays with drama therapists coming up. So please don't miss out. Like Pallavi, we have 2 beautiful therapists coming in this weekend and next, and we have a wonderful lineup coming up for September. Yeah, already on. So stay tuned with both Turiya_drama therapy and Dr. Drama Therapy for more drama therapy in your life. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Signing off. Bye. Bye, everybody. See you.